Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this match up in the ECL playoffs. We've got PeeIsStoredInTheBalls for the Garjonians up against the semi-FF gangs. Nick, I'm your caster, Horsefeet. Last series, that's right. So our games should be beginning in a moment here. Okay, we've got Civ pick announcements. For Mr. P Balls, it's going to be Portuguese, and for Nick, it's going to be, if I can find the flag, Hausa. And this is on Manchuria, a water map with either a safe 2 TP trade line or a 4 TP trade line through the middle, and with I think 11 yaks scattered around the map. So house to pick there, pretty obvious what's going on. Portuguese may be motivated by the water on that map. We'll see what our players do with it. So our players are starting. We should be getting in the game momentarily. I see you watch the recordings, Risotto. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe at Elo that doesn't happen so much, but every time I match with Mexico in Quick Search, it's Insurgent Rush. Can I ask where the artwork in the background is from? I'm honestly not sure. Someone else on the ESOC media team would probably know. Okay, okay. We've got our game. Let's get in there. Just kidding. Faked you out. Okay, now we're in. Sorry about that hiccup. So once again, we've got a Nick on Hausa and PeeIsStoredInTheBalls on Portuguese. So, something to talk about on this map. Obviously, you got the yaks down the center of the map. You've got the double spawns down the middle and a few other ones all around the map. And it looks like this time Manchuria got RNG'd with the safe 2 TP line. So that's, on paper, good for Hausa, because that means they can safely put down a university and a palace, like next to this one, for example, and have a really good source of influence. But sometimes Hausa players have those safe TPs and like don't even go for them, just because they have another build order in line. So, in mind, excuse me. So, we'll see what Nick does with it. Very curious to see if we're going to see any water play out of Mr. PeeIsStoredInTheBalls. I'll just call him PB. It's a bit nicer to the ears. And yeah, I mean, neither player has claimed a single cow yet, I believe. Okay, Nick finally gonna find the 2 of them here. I mean, I guess he went up here to try and find the top spawn, but unfortunately didn't find him. Oh yeah, that's so unlucky. The cows are hiding right here. Both of them gonna find this other cow at the same time. PeeIsStoredInTheBalls finds it and kills it, denying it to Nick. Obviously those cows are just strictly more valuable to Nick, so he doesn't want to risk mismicroing bringing the cows back home. So Nick's up to 4 yaks. PeeIsStoredInTheBalls has none at home, I believe. Just denied that 1 yak. Let's have a look at the decks here. So Nick has, as you can see, a water deck here. Looks like pretty standard stuff in my opinion. Let's have a glance at the PeeIsStoredInTheBalls deck. Oh. I'm not sure what to believe here. Is it a land deck, or are there land whales? I'm not sure. Something you don't always see in a water deck is this Portuguese White Fleet thing. I guess the water on this map does have a fair amount of fish, so Mr. PeeIsStoredInTheBalls, despite the name of this deck, definitely wants to be getting on water. So, yeah, we might be in for a very cool game here. Explorers continuing to bump into each other. Ooh, PeeIsStoredInTheBalls age is up, cancels age up, must have picked the wrong politician. We're up with the quartermaster, which is 400 wood. What is Nick up to? Coming up on the age up here. Does he have schooners as well? I don't think so. No schooners. A lot of people think schooners is a bad card. I can see why. Like, even if you're making a ton of boats, maybe just make an extra dock and pay the extra wood. Yeah, it does seem like a late age up for Nick here. I wonder why that was. That's true. White Fleet and schooners should not be in the same deck. That's a good point. Okay. So, let's have a look at some player's vision with Fog of War. So Nick's kind of been all around the map. Let's see, how many yaks did he end up getting? Got 7 from around the map. So, for a total of 11, that's not bad. Nick's got to be feeling pretty good about that. And what's going on with PeeIsStoredInTheBalls over here? thinking about this coin treasure. Is he safe to do it? And Nick's not anywhere near for now. But the House Explorer is speedy and can just appear out of nowhere. Not as out of nowhere as the Lakota Explorer, of course, but this guy's still a 5.75 speed. Interesting, University going down from Nick. Though we don't see a TP yet. I wonder what he has in mind. Meanwhile, Peeball is placing his TC on land right next to his main TC, so still no sign of a duck or anything. You know, we laughed at the title of this deck, but I don't know, it could, this looks like I think this is an FF we're looking at. I think this is just a total fake out from Peeballs, and so like Nick obviously looked at this deck and thinking he's gonna go on water. So I imagine he's gonna try scouting him now to see what's going on. Indeed, his Explorer is charging across the map right now. And yeah, making a beeline for where the docks would be if there were docks. But you know, even if you scout here and you see nothing, like maybe his dock's over here. So he doesn't know for sure that Peeballs is not on water. Meanwhile, he aged up with Songhai and is going to make a bunch of raiders. So I think I like this play by Peeballs. The fact that the TC is right next to his main one is going to make it much easier to defend. So I think what we're going to see here is Peeballs is going to do an FF and be safe while he's doing it. And Nick will have invested a bunch into H2 pressure, which is not going to find much value, I expect. Indeed, yeah. After the Palace Wagon shipment, we see the 5 Raider shipment coming out. Still 13 Raiders, nothing to sneeze at. I feel like we've seen games in ECL where players seemed unraidable and they still lost 1, 2, maybe even 3 villagers. So let's see what happens here. Okay, full idle. Full idle on Peeballs. Pays for it with 2 raiders though. These guys a little cheaper than Huss. Only 140 res. Still don't want to be throwing them away. Cheaper even than the Caustic. So it does find some idle time. But Peeball's doing a respectable job of microing his vills. So they don't get totally idled. Trying to get his market up. Well, by the way, in the meantime, he's taken the trade line. So I expect we're going to see like an aggressive fortress push. Because he wants to get the XP to like pump out those age 3 shipments. Is what I think we're looking at here. Okay, Nick forces Minutemen out of Peeballs. That's a win for him. Cleans up the few Fulani archers there. Let's have a look at what's going on back at home for Nick. He's got a university and a palace up. Nowhere close to an age up, so I would say that push didn't really do much for Nick, and Peeballs is very well positioned here to do a little organ gun push. So let's see what happens next. Okay, he finds a TC. That's probably going to go down. He calls minutes for the second time. No, it looks like it's safe. Nick doesn't want to sacrifice all of his raiders to bring that down. Probably a wise choice. He's continued raider prod, and I don't know about this. I'm gonna get a TP down finally. Just feel like Peeballs is gonna send goons and kill all these raiders, but in fact he's doing something else. So he actually is going on water with his land deck. Okay, and Nick's gonna see this. So instead of doing H3 pressure, he's gonna try to boom on water instead. But not what I would have guessed, but probably still a good option. So, you know, Nick does have a water deck, but he's going to be stuck in H2 for a while yet. He's only got these 2 battle canoes to deal with water. So as long as Peeballs can stay safe at home while he's getting on water, it ought to be a winning position. But still, it's a lot of raiders. Can be hard to contend with that. Okay, raiders coming in for another pass. Miniman get called for the third time. Oh no, he's gonna find the fort, which Peeballs put down. And he's definitely gonna keep his raiders on this till it's down. Yes, and that's a huge win for Nick. That's just what he needed. That fort would have made it impossible to do much to Peeballs. So Peeballs has got to be a little panicked right now. He's suddenly a lot more vulnerable than he thought he would be. Wow. By the way, White Fleet got sent already. Oh, I guess I didn't understand how that card worked. I thought it was like the China Villager card where each dock immediately spawns 4 boats, but it looks instead like it's like the Strellet Horde card that Russia has where even docks you make in the future spawn 4 boats. So that's cool. So, I gotta say, something I'm confused by about Nick's play here is that, this trade post is totally undefended. Like, Peeballs doesn't even have a stable or a barracks, and Nick knows it. Putting, like, your wounded raiders up there so they can siege it down probably would have been a good move. But I guess he's just really focused on making sure that his villagers can't do anything. And look at how many docks Peeballs is putting down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 docks. A 6th coming up. And I don't think Nick is focusing on this part of the map at all. No, he hasn't been down there since his Explorers got him in Age 1. Will we see dock number 7? That's the question. I mean, if you think about it, it's, you're like getting 80 wood with every dock you make, right? So, why train fishing boats when you can just build a dock instead? Okay, anyway, back to the game. We've got Nick sieging the town center up here. And something I didn't check is, we do have TM in deck, but he's not sent it. So, this town center seems like it's going down. He's got a stable down now. Trying to make goons, but is he gonna miss his batch? Oh, he's housed, that's the issue. Only gets 1 goon out, which I'm afraid is not gonna do very much. Still, let's keep in mind, that's a ton of eco that Peeballs has. As long as he can keep one of these TCs in, I don't think it's obviously game over. So he's severely overpopped right now. Got 57 pop on 40 house pop. Got a lot of idle going on because he's trying to keep both of his TCs full of villagers. 5 goons on the way from home. He's got 3 goons out on the field right now. Okay, and as long as he doesn't lose more than one of these goons, this is a nice little move here. Got them to stop sieging the TC. Wow, that's a lot of mass reinforcing for Nick, though. So, I like what Peeballs is doing here, getting Nick to dance under the TCs, taking free shots all along the way. But he needs mass, or else he's going to lose all of his TCs and all of his infrastructure. Looks like all of his boats are on food, none of them are on coin, and he's market trading food for coin to deal with that. Let's have a quick look at Nick's perspective, see what's going on. Still H2, by the way. Do we see a stagecoach? Yes, we do. Stagecoach on gold. Okay, let's go back to P-Balls. What's going to be his next shipment, I wonder? Going to be Cass. I do feel like units is the move over town militia at this point. Okay, so Nick's mass is reduced considerably. And I do like the Cass shipment to deal with these Ancubiots. So the splash damage musketeers. What I don't get is why, okay, he's finally got some fishing boats on whales, but he didn't have any for the longest time. More mass running across the map for Nick here. Sitting on a huge load of coin. Sipping the Sudanese dervishes next. But okay, Nick is going to be pushed back with 400 HP left on P-Ball's second TC. Great hold there. Thanks for the follow, Gosu. So, where does this leave us? Let's have a look at the vill counts. So P-Balls is sitting on 58 villagers. We did see a 7th dock, by the way. Trying to think about what Nick could have done differently. I think he was right to not try to contest water when he saw the frigate and the caravel. I don't know, maybe he should have backed off and aged sooner. But I guess if Portugal has free water, you've got to make something happen, or else you're way behind. So anyway, P-Balls for the first time, marching over to Nick's part of the map, trying to see what's up, greeting this villager with some lead. So I'm sure Nick is going for an age up now. Yep, Nick is just aged up. Gunship. The Berber allies. First thing. Daniel in chat saying this has a H2 build doesn't work if you try to all in the port. Yeah, and imagine how pathetic that would have been if P-Balls had town militia as well for when from the time when the 3rd TC was getting sieged. Would have looked yeah. It just seems hard to wipe Portugal off the map in H2. So Nick, it seems like Nick is just kind of unsure of what he should do at this point. He's shipping units. I guess he's waiting for his timing with the Berber camels, but oh wow, triple batch training Lafides as well. So yeah, looks like he's trying to kill the goons and then kill the rest of P-Ball's army. Is P-Ball scouting at all? Not really. Content to sit back. He's aging. Oh my god, he's going to age 4. Rebuilt his 3rd TC back here, by the way. Casting in the toilet? No. I'm just pouring various liquids around. Pants are on, I promise. Yeah, aging with a Tycoon, which I think is a 1,000 coin. So, this is like a perfect situation for Nick. He might have even suspected it. So, this is his one timing. Can he make it work? Let's find out. That's a ton of Lafides. Okay, P-Ball sees it now. Ought to be panicking. Tell you what, that's a scary mass. That's a really scary mass. 8 Cass and 13 goons. I don't know if you can do it with that. So let's see here. Goon mass has not really been pinched yet, but it looks like that's where we're headed. Yeah, Nick's Cab finally making the connection. 8 Cass up here wiped off the map, and now we're into villagers on that side. Yeah, those goons are going down. They're going to run towards the frigate. I guess that'll save them. But some villagers going to go down. I don't know. P-Ball's obviously lost a lot of army there, but his eco is still very strong. If we take a look at what Nick has, 42 villagers to 60. So, if P-Balls can miraculously hold this somehow, I think he's in a good spot. Yeah, look at that. A lot of the goons are still alive, and there are no Fulanis to deal with the dragoons, so I think Nick has to back up here, and that's got to feel terrible, because P-Ball successfully got away with a age up to age 4. With the greedy option, too, with a 1,000 coin instead of 2 Falk or something. Okay, so what's going on here? Wow, very forward TC that P-Ball spots immediately. I guess what probably happened is he noticed these villas are on hunt. Were they on hunt? Okay, I'm not sure why he went up there, but I think P-Balls can't contest this. Just has to let it go up. But here's the issue now. There's not that much fish left on the water. It's just whales. Nick's... sorry. P-Balls has this hunt here. Could also probably secure that one, but... yeah, he's definitely hurting for food. Got guard goons on the way, by the way. And the goon range and line of sight card is in for a fantastic 16 range on those goons. Boy, I'm not sure what to think. Let's have a look at Nick's eco while we have this little pokey battle going on. So, we've got 2 universities, got a stagecoach trade line. That's quite a lot of influence trickle. 2.6 each on those, oh wait, why is this one lower? Only has a trade post, I guess, no town center. Or palace. Still, nice trickles. That's too bad, these are just out of range of each other. And next up, we've got Fulani Archer range coming in for Nick. Okay, P-Ball's sending his first factory in the meantime. We're almost out of fish on the ocean. I like this move by Nick. I think he correctly assessed that P-Balls wouldn't be able to push him off of this part of map with a skirm goon comp, because that has no siege potential, right? And he just wants to starve Nick. Basically, he knows the ocean must almost be out of fish, but despite that fact, he's still got a 20 villager advantage at the moment. P-Ball's gonna poke in with these goons, see what's what. How is Nick gonna respond? Okay, P-Ball's backs off. Fields have begun to go down for Nick, by the way. So he's out of food. Do we have any mills yet for P-Balls? Yes, we do. Nick's sitting on 118 pop to P-Balls 166. For Nick, it seems like age 4 isn't anywhere close. P-Ball's poking in, finding some vill kills, but he can't really do anything to totally push Nick off of this position. And he doesn't want to run all the goons to the other side of the map because he needs to make sure this coin mine stays safe. That's 5,000 coin on that. He's got to make sure he keeps control of that. Let's see. Both factories out now. Wait. Second one on the way, excuse me. For P-balls. So yeah, Nick did his best to try to bash P-balls. But I think his economy is still looking just a little too strong for him to do much. Mixing in some Hus now, P-balls is. Got a commanding 10,000 score lead. Okay, fishing boats getting deleted for P-balls except for the ones on whales. So that brings the Ville count down to 76. And Nick is on 52. Fulani combat coming in. So P-balls is maxed out now. That probably means he wants to push, and looks like that's what he's doing. So I think he wants to take some trades, maybe even some slightly bad ones to free up Pop. And yeah, he's just going to mash his army in here. Let's go. Not a lot of anti-cav, so these Hus, it seems like, are catching Nick off guard. NKB is not the best at anti-cav. 3 times multiplier, but only 12 base damage in melee. And yeah, the Hus are connecting with the Fulanis. And this is looking like a slaughter. Nick's mass is rapidly dwindling. And look at how many goons that is on the field right now. Yeah, it seems like there's no way back in for Nick here. His goons are just gonna kill their hard counter, quote unquote. And that's it. GG. Nick taps out. And P-balls takes game number 1. And for game number 2, we'll have Nick on Ottoman, P-balls on India. So, should just be a minute or two before we get into our next game. So I'd be curious to hear what Chad thinks about Portuguese White Fleet after that game. The build was horrid? Yeah. I think if that's the way you're trying to dock boom, it's a little slow. Okay, we've got our game number 2. We'll be in there in a moment. So, here we are on Central Plain. Got Nick in the bottom playing Ottoman, and PeeIsStoredInTheBalls on top playing India. So I'm actually not sure who locked first here, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Nick who picked Ottoman, wanting to make a Silk Road play, and PeeIsStoredInTheBalls who picked India to counter that, because of how nice it is to have an Agra like in the map somewhere around here or here, to contest the full trade line takeover. So let's see what happens here. Standard... No, we're going to see the 2 TP opening with a 10-10 from Nick, it looks like. No Silk Road. So we're not necessarily going to see that, but you can still, of course, try to make a stagecoach play without that. That is a bit more commerce stuff than you... crates, at least, than you typically see from Ottoman. Yeah, second TP going down over here. Let's see what's up for PeeIsStoredInTheBalls. Don't see GFA too much anymore these days, but he's got that in deck. Everything else looking pretty expected. No elephant improvement cards, just the elephant shipments. So if he goes Cav, it'll probably be Camel, aside from those shipments over here. So both explorers kind of close to each other right now. Ooh, and there it is. Got the very forward Agra up right against Nick's TP here. Does he know about it? He does not. So Nick might be in for a bit of a rude awakening here. Explorers occupied healing these macaques. And oh no, PeeIsStoredInTheBalls is going to see this and try to steal the treasure. Gets the macaque. I think Nick still gets the treasure. Yep. Good steal attempt, doesn't work out. And I think PeeIsStoredInTheBalls is trying to scare Nick's explorer into going south and back to his base, which is just what he wants to hide that Agra there. So Nick is up with the quartermaster. Looks like both players will be aging up at around the same time. I didn't catch the timing of this Agra, but I think that's also a 10-10 based on the timing. Nick getting so close now. Okay, he sees it. He sees it. How is he going to respond? Still gets to mark it up. Though I think he started that before he saw the aggro, probably. Next up, I'm expecting we're going to see barracks immediately. For P-balls, it's going to be 5 sepoys as the first shipment. Nick actually doesn't have a shipment immediately because of how this build works. He shipped capitalism first and then 3 villager in transition. Barracks going down for Nick. See, expect that P-balls training full sepoy batch. Yep. So got a 12 sepoy timing teed up here. We're definitely gonna poke into the base first and see what they can do there. This house is a little exposed over here. This villa's trying to herd in, a little dangerous at the moment. Would be nice to bring the explorer like around the base, but I guess he hasn't scouted what's in it. First of all, it sees the barracks. So he knows he shouldn't overextend too much. More sepoys to back this up, by the way. 5 Jans on the way for Nick. And 700 wood was his first shipment, by the way. Okay, takes a house down, loses 1 sepoy. Gets some idle time. Wait. Loses 2 sepoys. I like that 700 wood, anticipating that he would lose buildings. So Nick seems really intent on continuing to put pressure on the base. Note, however, that all this time, these 2 teepees are still up, giving Nick experience trickle. But yeah, maybe this is a better thing to do. Five villas on the way for Nick instead of 3 Delhi or 5 Jan. So he's feeling pretty confident he'll be able to hold this. See what's up for P-balls. Gurkha production has begun. P-balls gets another house, paying a bit of a higher price for it this time, though. Down to 8 sepoys from his original 12, I believe. Was there another batch in there? I am not sure. Consulate going up now. Okay, 3 delis will be the next shipment for Nick. This has been a lot of idle time that P-balls has been able to get off of Nick. Kind of surprised we're seeing a stable instead of an artillery foundry for Abyss gunners. Though, with the sepoy nerf against cavalry, maybe delis are better than they used to be against India. Okay, and there's a 3 deli pop, but Nick doesn't feel safe to try to engage with them. Waiting for the delis coming in from the stable. And he's probably going to try to make a move. Meanwhile, diplomatic intrigue coming in for P-balls behind this. Okay, let's go. Nick is wanting to engage here. Gurkha's going to try to make it back to the fort. Seems like P-balls wasn't expecting the deli switch. Going to put his sepoys into melee, but they're not as bad Sorry, they're not as good against Cav as they used to be. Most of the... No, all of his points go down, but ASAP's come to save the day. I guess he had that planned all along. I would say that was kind of an even trade, but P-Balls seems to be in a better position now. Because ASAP's are pikemen and do shred heavy cav. So Delis are going to try to raid now instead. Meanwhile, 600 wood coming in for Nick. Foreign logging was the shipment he sent probably last. Or maybe it was before diplomatic intrigue. Gonna catch a stable going down for P-Balls. That's nice there for Nick. ASAP's doing their best to chase around the delis. Gonna fire their little arrows at them, but they're not goons. And it's gonna barely damage them. Ooh, might catch these with the sentry. Makes a connection. Almost cornered, but I think the delis are gonna get away. Does he have anything to catch over there? I don't think so. And by the way, sieging of the TPs has begun. And Zambrak production has begun for India. Now it's looking like Nick is going to try to age here. I like that move, yeah. Never mind, he's making Avis. But he is getting his mosque upgrades. He is capped on 25 villagers at the moment. Probably should be getting the other one first, but oh well. P-Balls cleans up one TP. Other one is still alive. These delis have been getting a lot of value, I feel, forcing P-Balls to try to catch him. Good work there from Nick to buy time to macro at home. 700 coin coming in, and I'm sure that'll be the age up after it comes in. What's up for P-Balls? Got some market upgrades coming in. Got 4 Zambraks on the field, which should put an end to that Delhi madness. Both players being forced to get on hunt that are pretty far away from their main bases. Just because of how long this game's been going. Kind of surprised that P-Balls is just letting this trading post exist. Perhaps he's afraid of a push. But there's no reason why you couldn't put like one ASAP or one Sepoy over there, right? Anyway, we're going up with the Tower of Victory for P-Balls. Nick actually still age up is nowhere in sight. So, the question is, when Nick makes his push, is he going to ignore the Augur or engage with it? I think he's going to ignore it, which is right. Like, if the Augur had been here, it's a much more hard place to ignore, but this is so far away from P-Ball's main base that Nick can just kind of do a little shimmy to the left and get to P-Ball's main. So, let's see. P-Ball's going to see this coming now. And he's caught in the middle of an age up, so great game sense there from Nick to push right now. Let's see what he can do. Hey Caverna, thanks for the raid, man. Hope you had a good stream. So this is an awkward position now for P-Balls. He's got these 8-ish vills up here. I don't think Nick knows about, but he's got to see the dead hunt around. Maybe he got vision of it right there. Nick kind of faffing around though. I think he should have gone a little more for the throat instead of like poking in and poking out here. I guess he doesn't know exactly where People's masses. I actually don't know either. Where is this army? Okay, there it is. Okay, here we go. Nick is under People's TC. Kind of a scary place to be after an age up, but People's hasn't sent his shipment yet. Probably gonna go. No, he's gonna go for the 9 sepoys. Gurkha's doing what they can, but there's a ton of Abyss mass here. And no heavy cav on the field for P-Balls. Which is kind of India's only way to deal with this. TC goes down in no time. It is looking like a slaughter for Nick. Oh no! Unless he walks all the Abyss up into melee. A bit of a miss micro there. That was probably a failed attack move. Yeah, that's just too much mass. I think Nick's taking this. With a wonderful timing on P-Balls. P-Balls down to 24 villagers. Nick on 31 as Ottoman. Ottoman being the civ that tends to lag in villagers. So, this is a bad position for P-Balls. Okay, got some sepoys down here, but there's no way for them to deal with the Abyss. So should see a continued slaughter. We're trying to get a TC up here for P-Balls. Yeah, that probably is the best way to get back into this game, but tell you what, Nick's pretty far ahead right now. And so that Agra is going to go down like a house of cards in the breeze. Just a moment after the 8 Gurkha shipment comes out, but they do escape. Down to 22 villagers. Okay, I like this. People is going to try to raid with some sepoys, buy some time. He's like splitting everything up, trying to do some guerrilla warfare here. Unfortunately, Nick hates apes. And it's not going to stop until he's killed all of them. Nick aging up behind that, by the way. Was age 2 all that time. Okay, and P-Balls is out. GG. Besides, it's hopeless. I agree. Really cool game. I think it was really good game sense from Nick to push at that exact time, and I think a part of that story as well is how that Fort Agra, if it's all the way down here, doesn't really protect you. So that takes the series to 1-1. Nick takes game number 2 as Ottoman. And for game number 3 on Lake Haudenosaunee, as some people have been calling it, we're going to see a matchup we've already seen on this map with P-Balls on Russia and Nick on Haudenosaunee. So, should just be a couple minutes for into our next game. Okay, we've got our game. Let's get in there. So I think this is the same configuration we saw exactly when it was Moonshine and I forget who else on this map. So for those of you that don't know, the probably the most unique feature of this map is that both players start with 2 fishing boats on the water. So the reason why we see people pick Haudenosaunee so often on this map is that, first of all, they have a very strong water start in Age 1 that they can do. And second of all, they're a native civ, which means they only need to invest 100 wood into a canoe in order to kill the opponent's 2 fishing boats. Or, if they're a Euro civ, which in this case P-Balls is, you force them to spend a bunch of res either on like a tower or a dock and a caravel, or a shipment onto... Actually, no, you can't ship water on this map. Anyway, even if they kill your canoe, you had to make them spend so much on it. So it's just kind of a free water start for Haudenosaunee. And a greater eco advantage than usual, right? Because you can kill your opponent's 2 fishing boats pretty easily. So, the other thing about this map is that we've got all these goats on the right-hand side, right? But both players can start off on the left-hand side of the map. For some reason, P-Balls Explorer rushing all the way down there. Wonder what he had in mind. Maybe he wanted to try to steal some treasures, or... You know, as Haudenosaunee, it's very important to keep your Explorer alive, so... Maybe he wanted to catch Nick during an awkward treasure moment to try to kill the Haudenosaunee Explorer, get rid of a bunch of HP. Let's have a look at these decks. That looks like a bog standard Russia deck, except for the Opries. Don't always see that. 13 Musketeers. I don't know if you always see that. Both Explorers can do their respective treasures right now. Nick also has a very standard looking Haudenosaunee deck. The one weird thing I'd say is the 5 mantlets. We'll see if we see that. I guess that's not a terrible thing to have against Russia if they have a bunch of blockhouses. Sure. Looks like Nick wants to make 3 fishing boats. And age up on that, 19 pop. P-Balls, of course, is already up. Oh, wow. Looks like he did an 11-ville age up. I guess it's possible with Russia on this map. Though he is going for an in-base blockhouse, not covering the water. I mean, yeah, versus Haud, that's not a bad idea. But like, yeah, if you're in base and Haudenosaunee has water and Haudenosaunee kills your 2 fishing boats, I guess I wonder if you're Russia here, like, how do you get in the game? Wow. Is he going up a logistician? What's going on here? No. Quartermaster. 2 blockhouses in base. I wonder what's going on here. A nice little thing he's done is to split up his fishing boats. Sometimes, even if Haudenosaunee does make a canoe on this map, they get very distracted and let your fishing boats live longer than they ought to. So, I think that's probably what he has in mind, splitting those up. All these goats, by the way, still unclaimed. I wonder if the players even know they're there. Okay, Nick gonna put his war hut down forward against the water. Yes, makes sense. Made a canoe to hunt down the Russian fishing boats. Let's see what's up for Nick. 5 Vild is going to be the first shipment. If I had to guess, that's probably a response to seeing the in-base blockhouse. He knows he's not going to be up against pressure, or if he is, it's going to be later, so he can greed a little bit. Continuing to make fishing boats, by the way. So he's made 2 more since he clicked up. Sitting on a total of 7 right now. Tomahawk production's begun. And like, what does PeeBalls have going on right now? I'm not sure. 3rd blockhouse. Incredible. Like, I'm really out of ideas looking at this. Like, what is the plan here? I'm really not sure. And like with the 3rd blockhouse, right? He could have put it like over here maybe to deny a tiny bit of water, but I guess I'll just have to wait and see. Nick is shipping 800 crates next. I guess what he's doing is he wanted to make people scared of early aggression, but he's not making that many units and certainly not shipping them. Only got 10 Tomahawks on the field right now. Wait. What's wrong with this picture? It's not only the 4 blockhouses, it's the 2nd market. That's a head scratcher. So yeah, it was 700 wood, 600 wood. Got steel traps coming in now. How much does Nick know about this? He only knows about the 2 blockhouses. Does not know about the secret double market, which is giving PeeBalls double the economy, obviously. Fifth blockhouse going down for PeeBalls. And a church. 6th blockhouse. What is happening? He did not age with logistician, otherwise this would make a little more sense. Let's have a quick look at what Nick's economy is looking like right now. Got 10 fishing boats. Looks like he's continuously training them. I don't know, the only thing I can think of is maybe people thinks, oh, we're both going to stay 1 TC and Russia makes villagers faster than Haudenosaunee. And that's true, but there's also a water map where Nick has a dock. And like, look at this. There's a ton of fish on this. Like, that's more than there is on a lot of like ocean maps. Just that there's no whales, so Nick is pretty set on food for a while yet. So Nick is pushing in now, probably is as confused as we are seeing the 5 blockhouses, not knowing that in fact there's a 6th one back there. We don't see a 7th yet. So, how is Nick going to respond here? Looks like he's aging. I wonder if we might not see a fast industrial. PeeBalls, meanwhile, also looking like he's macroing for an age up.
Здравствуйте. Что? Здравствуйте.
Oh yeah, it's got the 700 coin behind there. Ought to be clicking up soon. Nick on 13 fishing boats and is clicked up with the wise woman. I think that's a villager and healer age up, but someone correct me if I'm wrong. And ought to be, oh, not exiled prince, adventurer for PeeBalls. It's crates, thank you. Okay, first unit's being traded all game for PeeBalls. It's going to be 5 musk. Nick taking some free shots, but I think it's worth it and try to figure out what's going on. He sees the church and is you know, still confused probably, but knows that P-Balls isn't going to be pushing down space anytime soon. Does Russia have church card? No. So we got 28 vills for P-Balls, 42 for Nick. It's been a constant fishing boat prod. He's swimming in food, look at that. He's going to do an FI immediately, I'm sure. P-Ball is not looking like he wants to do anything about that. I think if I were in P-Ball's position, I would expect an FA, because, like, what is Howd can do against a bunch of blockhouses? I wonder if the plan along might have been to get Nick to do an FI and then catch him at just the right moment. I mean, that might be the thought for the slow age, to get the extra units. It looks like he wants to hit a vet musk timing here. So, let's see if he can do it. At the same time, that's... Oh, I don't know. I guess that's not so much mass, and it's only Tomahawks. Okay, shipping 2 Falc. Got Strelets on the field. Vet Musk already on the way. Lead Tomahawks on the way for Nick. And is halfway through the age up. I don't know. I think this is going to come too late. Or, okay, it seems like he might not even want to push at all. Very perplexing build here from P-Balls. So it looks like he's going to get to work on this war hut. He's got the Falcons to help him out. What do we got going on for Nick? Age 4 almost done. Loses a forward war hut. I think that's fine. He's got one at home at least. Age up with the 2 light cannons and 1 travois. Champ Tomahawks on the way. Looks like we're seeing a Musk light cannon comp here out of Nick. Sitting on 37 elite Tomahawks. Soon to be champion. Pretty scary. And is upgrading his field cannons. Surely we're going to see a 4 field cannon coming out next. Okay, and here's P-Ball's push. I mean, I think it's too late though. Thing about light cannons is that they're also culps. Check out that 2 times artillery multiplier. And yeah, P-Balls doesn't really know what to do, it seems. Goes in, backs out. Training some Cossacks. Can try and do a bit of raiding. Nick, by the way, sitting on 17 fishing boats. Total of 46 villager units to Russia's 34. The Cossacks coming in, being annoying. No villager kills from them yet. Might catch this one here. But Vet Cossacks coming out. Cossacks coming in from the other side as well. Okay, so P-Ball's taking full advantage of the fact that Nick isn't really well positioned to protect his villagers around the map. Sending all of his Cossacks up the side, though, for some reason. Cossacks, meanwhile, coming in from the left side of Nick's space. Can find at least 1 villager to kill. And forces idle time on a bunch of other ones. Great pick up there for P-Balls. Meanwhile, Nick is going for the throat here. Pushing in with his 6 field cannons and massive tomahawk mass. He's got those 2 Falcons there, P-Balls does, but they ought to die immediately, and indeed they do. One field cannon looking like it's going to go down, but that's still 5 on the field. And those Cossacks have no chance of touching these field cannons with proper micro. With proper micro. Yeah, there we go. But that's a lot of mass. The field cannons might get cleaned up, but champion tomahawks are pretty good, and it's looking like Nick is going to win this convincingly with a complete clean on Peeball's army. And maybe there's some raiding in the meanwhile, but no. Nick's villager count's still looking great. I think the Cossacks that were raiding must have been taken back to the fight. So, Peeballs now has half the score of Nick. He's gonna stay in the game for a bit longer because of all these blockhouses, but realistically, I don't think there's a way back into this for Peeballs. Let's see what his production's looking like. Ships 13 muskets. Yeah, so it really seems like there's no payoff for that blockhouse to market start. It really was just as ineffective as it seemed. More tomahawks and light cannons coming in to reinforce. See what Peeballs has going on. Making an arsenal. Shipping, okay, that's cute. Shipping 6 Opries to try to do something, but it's now 36 villas to 53 with an age advantage for Nick. Looks like Nick saw the Opries. Okay. Thank God. Peeballs taps out. GG. Nick takes game number 3 on Lake Victoria. Haudenosaunee continuing to crush on that map. Game number 4 is going to be Nick on India and PeeIsStoredInTheBalls on Japan. That map's going to be on Papa Sierra. It's the map of the llamas, so both of the civ pecs probably understandable through that lens. Leo, that's right. Lionheart Risotto was earlier today. Okay, found our game. Getting in a moment. Okay, we're in on Pampas. P-Ball's in the top with Japan. Nick on the bottom with India. This is a map that I think used to be on Quick Search, but is no longer on there. The defining feature, in my opinion, is that you have count 'em 8 llamas on the bluff on the western side of the map. Both of these players want those llamas. India for the experience, Japan for the shrines. Let's see who can round up more. Yeehaw. Nice play here from P-Ball's trying to intercept the llamas. Looks like 2 llamas already secure for Nick. And P-Ball's so far failing to find any. Might intercept this one here. That llama is just a bit too slow. But that'll tip Nick off about what's going on. And he'll be sure to guide his llamas away from that explorer from now on. Ooh, might lose another llama to this explorer over here, though. Great control from P-Balls. Clearly knows how this map goes. And deletes the second llama that he finds. Yeah, both llamas intercepted by P-Balls get deleted. And wow, look at this. An offensive shrine out here from P-Balls. If someone can explain the thought here in chat, I'm not quite sure I understand it. No decks yet. Okay, we're going to see a Kami boom out of P-Balls here. Already on the port consulate, and Heavenly Kami's on the way. So, wow, look at this. 1 llama is still undiscovered on the map, but if we look at our llamas, I believe Nick only has 3 of them. So great job there from P-Balls denying the llamas. Actually, sorry, there are two undiscovered llamas still on the map. Both players doing a great job getting these treasures with their Asian explorers. Let's have a look at the India deck. Advanced Wonders, interesting. I don't think he intends to send that this game. Oh, we do see Elephant Combat. We don't see Green Jackets. Versus Japan. I don't know, versus Japan that might be a problem. Both camel cards. Got Rajputs in there. Okay, okay. Also got the Mysorean rockets. Bit different from all the India decks we've seen so far in the series. Up with the Toshogu Shrine with no hunts around it? I guess this one will come over. And for Nick, about to age up, I'm sure. Looks like it'll probably be a...
Hello.
Oh, it's going to be an Augur age up in the middle of the map. Yeah. The thing about this map is that there's a lot of choke points in the mid-map, so if you just have this on one of them, it's very hard to push through it. And this will be a nice central point on the map for Nick to launch shrine raiding parties from. So P-Ball's making some very aggressive shrines. Got one all the way down here by Nick's base. Another over here on the bluff. So Nick's doing some scouting now. Let's see what he sees. So far, I don't... Oh, he did see the consulate. And yeah, if you're making a consulate that early as Japan, it means you're shrine booming. So no surprises for Nick, I think. But he does confirm that he sees the Toshogu. So I would expect that Nick is going to follow this up with something like we saw in game number 2. Like a 12 Sepoy timing, though. Maybe he'll just send them around the map. And I bet we're going to see the 5 Sepoy first, so let's see what happens. Meanwhile, Barrack's going down for P-Balls. No, it's going to be foreign logging first. Interesting. Okay, yeah, he thinks better of it. 5 Sepoys. Meanwhile, 600 wood on the way, followed by 4 villas for P-Balls. Sitting on how many shrines? 4 at the moment. But that first 600 wood is in now. He's going to be spamming those 75 wood shrines. So it's a classic setup we have here. Question is, can India stop the shrine boom? And it looks like P-Balls is making Yumis to start. Both of the Indian monks going to be on pretty much full HP though, so that certainly will help in dealing with the Yumis. Finds P-Ball Scout, that's nice. Got 8 Yumis. Gotten pretty greedy too, gotten both of his food upgrades from the market. Focus firing the Indian monk with the TC. That's the right move. Good play. Gurkha's on the way for P-Balls and foreign logging. Sorry, for Nick. So how many shrines are we on for P-Balls here? Up to 8 shrines. Will we see 600 wood again next? We will. I'm a little skeptical of this foreign logging. I think it's probably better to like get Rajputs and siege shrines. And I'm pretty sure he knows they're all over the map too. Like he ought to look at this and know there's a shrine. He saw that shrine go down. Another shrine. Okay, he's finally going to get down to work and siege some shrines. Okay, okay, this is a nice catch for P-Balls. Nick separating his mass. All the Gurkhas are over there. Sacrifices the 2 monks Nick does to save his 5 sepoys. That hurts. P-Ball's in a nice spot now, I'd say. And I don't know, that might have looked very different with the unit shipment instead of foreign logging. It's going to take a while to pay off. I don't think that's what you should do against a shrine boom. You need a power spike to stop the boom, and now that he lost a fight, Peoples is free to just keep putting down shrines. So we see a bit of a score advantage now for P-Balls. Nick did ship Diplomatic Intrigue and he's got the ASAPs out. They do have quite a bit of siege, 24. But this map has so many chokes. It's a pretty good shrine boom map for that reason. So P-Balls should have no problems continuing to build shrines around the map, even as some get siege down. Especially because he's got a superior military. Look at that. Okay, P-Ball's getting off Portuguese. Nick shipping 4 swords. Might try to do something here. Both monks, by the way, still dead on the bluff over here. So yeah, Nick's gonna pick up some shrines here, but they're equal on villagers at the moment. Japan's aging up with the Golden Pavilion. I don't think Nick is close to doing that. Nope. Seems like he wants to mass up and go for a push. Okay, this is a big cluster of shrines here, and I think he's gonna be able to get at least a few of them. Looks like People is gonna deal with this by threatening the Agra. Look at that tree cover, though. That makes it so annoying. That's very well placed from Nick here. Oh, so dense. And yeah, so P-Balls backs up, but that's fine. He stopped those shrines from getting sieged down. Actually, didn't even lose one. Survived on barely any HP. Meanwhile, he's gonna keep making some shrines over here. How many shrines are we on? We're on 16 shrines at the moment. So looks like P-Balls just wants to go in now because he knows that P-Balls just... Wait, did I say P-Balls? Nick wants to go in now because he knows P-Balls just invested 2,000 resources into an age up. Let's see what he can do. Sending the Gurkhas out. Here's a minute pop. Looks like it's go time. I don't know if he has to aggressively engage here. But okay, he decides to use the minutes to push Nick back. Let's see what's going on for Nick. Getting Imperial bureaucracy. It doesn't look like he plans to age up. So I think we might be seeing an all-in here from Nick. I mean, I think that's right. If you know Japan has all their shrines up, you don't want to age up after they age up before you. I don't know if you can do much. Shrine's going down on the bluff. People shipping flaming arrows. It's going to be tough to deal with in Age 2 as India. Okay, he is macroing for an age up after finishing that solar batch. 19 shrines down for P-balls here. I really wonder whether it would be good to, you know, send a few ASAPs or Sepoys onto the bluff. Just to force P-balls to do something. To split off some military and go deal with that, or else slowly lose shrines on the bluff. But Nick is choosing to keep everything he has in a giant ball next to the Agra. So flaming arrows are out. I wonder if he'll get to work on the Agra. Kind of looks like he wants to. Nick making some forward houses, interesting. Guess that gives him vision, sure. Monks, by the way, still down here. Really should have sent a sower or something and get him up, I feel. Loses 2 vills, that's too bad. 3 vills it's gonna be. Or 5. Wait, 4. Can't count. Okay, yeah, so Nick is up, but it seems like P-balls has found just the right time here to take the Agra down without a fight. Sending in some Ashigars, try to raid. Nice move, but it's not gonna work. And yeah, looking like the Agra's gonna go down for free here. Not that this is relevant yet. Relevant. I saw the elephants. Not that this is relevant yet, but remember that Nick doesn't have CIR in his deck. He doesn't have Royal Green Jackets. That's not exactly relevant yet. India wants to send a lot of unit shipments for that, but it's a long-term concern. $20 out of 20 shrines for P-balls. So sea jellies are in. That's gonna give Nick a fighting chance in this fight. Okay, probably gonna pop one off right here. No, only one sea jelly gets shot off. Good responsive micro there from P-balls. That's really too bad he didn't kill at least one, because now P-balls knows that the sea jellies are on the map. Heavy cav streaming forth from Nick, kind of in a little conga line. Not the best way to engage with your cav. They're all kind of getting slowly shot down by the Ashigarus. One Mahout left, but he's going to die shortly. Most of the Yumi mass remains. Both flaming arrows, by the way, still alive. We've got the Golden Pavilion, by the way, on military HP. And look at Nick's score. 6,000 behind P-balls. And Nick taps out. GG. Oops. P-balls takes game number 4 on Pampas. Yeah, it seems like a classic case of Japan just ran away with the Shrine Boom. Okay, game 5 hasn't started yet, so we have a few minutes here. Go get a drink, use the restroom, whatever. Hey, thanks for the follow. I hasn't MC. That's a lot of consonants next to each other. I think it'll be about 5 minutes before we get into our next game. I think the players are taking a short break. Okay, we've got our first Civ pick here for game number 5. PeeBalls will be playing China. And Nick will be playing France. This is going to be game number 5. On Ivory Coast. Okay, and here we are, game number 5. Should be getting in just a minute. So here we are on Ivory Coast. Nick playing France, starting on the right side. PeeIsStoredInTheBalls on the left as China. So what's going on this map? You have 2 trade lines, one on the water with 2 trade posts on either extreme of the map laterally. We have a vertical trade line, pretty traditional, with 3 trading posts. I don't think this is one of the ones where they upgrade together, though I'm not sure. That's something that happens on Finland, for example. Let's have a look at the natives here. Got the Jesuits in the south. Got Akans in the north. Khan's got some really weird techs. Saw Callan do a funny build here where got 2,000 food and then used this conversion into wooden coin here for an Ottoman rush. Jesuits, conquistadors are pretty strong. In some matchups, you can just make a ton of them in H2 and cause a lot of problems for your opponent. But anyway, let's see what these players do with it. So, Peebald's going for the safe TP over here. Nick instead going to go for the TP in the middle, which sets him up potentially for a stagecoach play. We'll see what he does. So this is a deck titled India. Wait, no, sorry, that means natives. Indio, like Indians. Yeah, okay, so we see native cards in here. And ATP. I doubt he's actually going to ship ATP, but I guess we'll see. P-Balls on the other hand. Okay, he's got Mongolian Scourge in there. You don't always see that. Otherwise, nothing too unusual about this. Also don't always see the 10 Rattans in H2. Standard army hit points as well. So a bit heavier on the H2 than is usual, I'd say. Opened with Northern Refugees, by the way. It's going to ship T-Export now. Nick, on the other hand, let's see what his next shipment is. He's about to click up here. And let's see what Nick has seen with his scout. Sees that the Explorer and the Disciple are right there. Let's see what P-Balls knows. He actually doesn't see Nick's trading post, so maybe he assumes he got it on the water. Let's think a bit more about the natives. Both of these units are really nice. Ancobias and Conquistadors both are quite strong. And Conquistadors are... They seem like they ought to be good against a China Cav ball. So we're going to see Russian allies on the consulates. This is not the most popular way to do China these days, I'd say. Normally you do T-Export first and then ship. Go with the French consulate, get 400 food. But this is a bit of an older build where he's going to get a block out with Russia. Got a bit of a scuffle down here on the beach. Does P-Balls know about the trading post? Still not. Ooh, does P-Balls see that TP going up? He does. So he knows that Conquistadors are on the way. And I kind of feel like P-Balls has to play H2. We'll see what he does, I guess. Up with a Quartermaster for Nick. That French Explorer is going to go down, which is too bad, because his Conquistador timing is going to be that much later. Oh, no, excuse me. It's actually the Chinese Explorer that's going to go down because of the expert punches of the Wichita Scout. That's a fine trade, I say. Disciple, I think, can wiggle away. Yeah, or maybe not. Yeah, Disciple going to go down. Well done from Nick there. Let's see. The Disciple still did not see the trading post there, so... P-Balls might be caught a bit off guard if TPs go up. I don't know if it's all that important. Anyway, P-Balls is finally up. Got the blockhouse in base. Kind of a strange layout here. Usually you see something more rectangular, like the consulate over here maybe. I'd say that the consulate seems a bit exposed. 8 Chukanu is going to be the first shipment. I'm pretty surprised by this. After 4 CDB, we're seeing Wilderness Warfare, which is Vil Skirm and Native Warrior hit points. and not native treaties or something like that. And maybe he wants to use native treaties to overpop? I'm not sure if... I actually don't know. That's a basic question I don't know. Can native treaties overpop? I'm just trying to make sense of why you would ship warfare and then combat. Wow. Next. I would say, I'm sure Nick has some... Well, no, I think Nick probably has an idea here. That explains why he's doing this. What's going on at home? Gotta mark it up. Getting the second trading post. Wow. So it's gonna be conch spam for sure. And yeah, I think PeeIsStored knows it is shipping 8 Chuko news. Actually, so he canceled 8 Chuko news the first time, sent 700 wood. And now he's shipping 8 Chuko news. Yeah, tell you what, if you build a huge mass of these conquistadors, it can get really scary. They do have a half multiplier on villagers, but they have splash, which I don't know, I think even means that they can counter Chuko news once they reach a certain point. China units tend to clump up pretty tight. So, PeeIsStored is going to age up and just try to hold on until he's up. I think that's probably the right move. I think arquebusiers can deal a lot better with the conquistadors than Chuko news. And these guys have low siege potential, at least at this point. Something to note about these guys, they do cost coin instead of wood. So that's why we see the 700 coin coming in, I think. Look at the stats on these guys, wow. Cleans up the Chuko news. I think, hasn't he even lost one yet? I think he's lost exactly one so far. Something to fantasize about right now would be a healer unit of some type, but probably not worth the investment. So, it seems like Nick is intent on just getting, I guess his build limit is 32 on these, is that right? 24. And then thinking about what to do next. I mean, look at the havoc he's causing. The splash damage on these guys is just insane. Good micro there. PeeIsStored's saving his shipment for H3, and seems like he's going to get away with it. Though he just took a massive idle time there. Ten arquebusiers is going to be the first shipment. Look at these conquistadors still just streaming in. Let's see what Nick is up to. Shipping 600 coin now. 15 conquistadors on the map. Got 5 more on the way. I think he intends to just keep spamming conquistadors. But no, he doesn't have any batches in queue. Looks like he's gonna age. And yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Evo. We've got Akan's on the way. So looks like we're gonna go into the good old Conquistador Ancabia comp for double splash, double the fun. And look at this. Those arquebusiers still taking splash damage even though they're in spread mode. Nick gonna age up now. I'm sure with Exiled Prince. Yep. Wants to get those vet upgrades in as soon as possible. Probably start batching conquistadors again now. There we go. So we've got 30 CDBs on the field right now, which is actually 37.5 villagers to the 30 villagers of PeeIsStored. Though we do have Porcelain Tower, which is like a mini factory. So economically, I think Nick has a slight lead. But China is going to start doing China things now. Got redcoats out there. 2 territorial armies on the way. Okay, people's gonna try to siege down one of the Jesuit TPs, but 17 Conquistadors gonna try to have something to say about that. Look at the splash damage on that, wow. So, looks like Peoples is gonna get the TP here, but don't know if that was the most worthy trade for it. Oh no! Get some shots off on the super bunched up redcoats. Got Kira's training behind this. And he did get the Akan TP, but we don't see any Ankavia production yet. 3 Cuirassiers getting shipped, by the way. More to come. I think Nick is hoping that people also go, especially Arquebusier heavy, but he just shipped 10 Chengdaos and has all these redcoats as well, so the Kir play is well thought out, but probably won't find too much value, though a lot of things are going to come down to micro, of course. And 2 Falcons are on the way for Nick. Let's see what's up with Peoples. French Explorer going in to say hi. Note, by the way, that Nick has not reclaimed this Jesuit TP, so we are capped at, I think it was 12 Conquistadors. He's actually a bit overpopped on them at the moment. At 15. So 2 Falcons are out. I think Nick wants to make something happen now. Look at the nasty, nasty splash damage. Wow, what's the range on those guys? 12, but like it's like they have target lock or something. They're firing from so far away. Okay, and there are the cures. Oh no, and the army is in exactly the wrong configuration for V-Balls. Though that's a ton of Chengdaos. And both players, I think, kind of bungling their micro a little bit, but I would put Nick ahead at this point. Yeah, those 2 Falcons doing a lot of work. And as all the units are trying to go for the Falcons, those Conquistadors are just doing work in the back. And somehow the 2 Falcons are still alive with little HP. And the China Ball has been mopped up. Got the 5 meteors on the way. Probably they're going to get the Falcons here, but get cleaned up. No, okay. P-Ball thinks better of it. It's going to wait for more mass before he engages. Exposed Consulate is going to go down. That's too bad because Grit gives you 7% military HP. Oh, take some hits on his new batch he probably shouldn't have. P-Ball is doing his best. Okay, does get one of the Falcons. He had 3 other Meteor Hammers, right? A bit confused why he didn't send the others in. Okay, I guess it's just the one on the side. Let's see what Nick's prod looks like. Looks like he's kind of just not making nats anymore. I guess he still has 12 conks and he doesn't want to make Uncobias. Oh, Kira's getting greeted by some Chengdaos, but now it's this tasty Arquebusiers. And it looks like PeeBalls just kind of doesn't have anything left. What does Nick see? Everything that's relevant. Not sure what we're trying to do over here with the one territorial army. Looking pretty over. Did we ever get any of the context? No. So that was just a 0.35 XP triple the whole time. I'm not sure what PeeBalls is hoping for here. It's got no mass, no shipments. Only unit shipment left is Manchus and 7 hand mortars. Oh, he did ship the Manchus, okay. That's something, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Hey, thanks for the follow, Kira. Yeah, so PeeBalls is slowly getting dismantled, and Nick is securing the win with a second town center up here. Manchus and Kira's bumping into each other. Manchus have a little munch, kill a couple of the Kiras, but they run to the entire French mass, which is going to get to work on these Manchus. And this is kind of PeeBalls' last stand. And to no surprise, looks like PeeBalls is getting cleaned up here. PeeBalls down to 28 villagers to Nick's 44 CDBs. There's actually like 55 vills. There's a few more vill kills. Okay, and PeeBalls taps out. GG. Nick takes game number 5. So, that was the end of game number 5, and now we have a Civ reset, which means that either player can start fresh, picking any any Civ that they want to. So we're waiting on Civ picks for game number 6 here. Okay, we're actually into game 6. Let's get in there. Players did not inform me of the civ picks, so it'll be a surprise. Okay, so here we are on Siberia. Looks like PeeIsStoredInTheBalls is playing India. Nick is playing Germany. So, what's there to say about Siberia? You start with a tower and base. That's basically an outpost. Got the 3 TP line over here. Ooh, India TP starter. Interesting. Wonder what he has in mind. No deck yet. Standard market opener from Germany, I'm sure. So, Siberia, of course, super open map, no real obstacles other than trees. I guess these trade lines and the Tengri shrines. Very big map. I'm not sure who that favors more in this matchup. Perhaps Germany, because they tend to want to raid more. India deck's out. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is the same one that he had earlier, I think. Wait, am I being... I think this is slightly different. Am I confusing it with Nick's deck? Anyway, got GFA in there, but that's not really meta, so I doubt he's going to ship it. See if Nick has his deck yet. Yeah, very standard German deck, straight up. But yeah, this trading post is the most unusual thing about this start so far from either player. So, like maybe the rationale is you can be a little greedier than normal on this map because of the in-base tower. Maybe he intends to just macro hard, do a little semi with that. See, where has everyone been so far? Indian monks got some treasures over here. Gonna try and take some Germany side treasures now. Meanwhile, Nick's been doing treasures of his own down here. I made a little loop down here. I wonder why. Oh no! That tiger's eating good. Poor old Nikolaus gets mauled. What map is this? This is Siberia. And PeeIsStoredInTheBalls gets to see this embarrassing scene. It's feels bad, I bet. It is very tiring to play 5 tournament games back to back, so Nick probably just feeling a bit of exhaustion there. Mismanaging that treasure. So Germany up with the quartermaster. Oh my god. I don't know if this is a plan all along, but PeeIsStoredInTheBalls is putting down an Agra over here. Nick does not see it. But he has sent the settler wagon down here to build the trading post. Wow. Wonder what's going to happen. So yeah, Callan makes a good point. The TP might scout it either in age 1 when it's complete or in age 2. Let's see what happens here. This game will look very different, I think, depending on whether Nick finds out about this or only finds out about it when the sepoys are in his base. So let's see, did he see it? Oh, doesn't see it. Okay, he's about to age up. Let's see if he sees it then. Still doesn't see it. This is very unfortunate for Nick. He has no idea this is coming. And yeah, since his explorer's down, he's not tried to scout anything else. So we do see a barracks going down.
Yeah.
But he is shipping 3 settler wagons first. I mean, probably you're going to do that regardless, but let's see what happens here. Consul going down right next to the Agra. 2 shipments banked up. Look at that. So, 2 Sukhois pop out back here. Gonna ship Intrigue first. Interesting. Probably he's gonna use that to make ASAPs. I think you'd prefer that to Redcoats. These Ulan's gonna cause a bit of trouble over here. Nick still doesn't know what's going on, but does have 5 crossbows on the way. So curious to see what consulate is going to go with. I mean, it's definitely either Brit or Otto. I wonder which. Batch of 5 sepoys out. Okay, and Nick knows now. Sees the sepoys. Sees the Agra. Well, doesn't see the Agra yet, but yeah, there it goes. So Nick following up with 700 wood now. And whoa. This is not what I expected. Okay. So it's a Grenadier rush. So that's 4 consulate Grenadiers. This is a build I haven't seen before, but people in chat seem familiar. So we've got 16 sepoys and 4 Grenadiers coming in now. And 4 swords going to come in next. We've got a raid in the main, though. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know how many builds he lost there. But he did at least get a lot of idle time. So it's a good move from Nick. Something good to do when you're getting rushed like this is to send a couple cav across the map. Because usually the rushing player isn't trying really hard to herd or anything. Ulan's going to pick up another Vil from India, looks like. But yeah, the rush is hitting now. Grenadiers, of course, not very well countered by crossbows. Got 50% range resist. Still got all 4 of them up. Minimen get popped, but looks like PeeIsStored is going to stay in. Here come the sowers, and Nick knows he's got to use his villagers to try and tank a bit, deal with the sowers, or it's going to be a lot worse. Loses a settler wagon, almost loses a second. All 4 Grenadiers still alive, doing so much damage. And that tower's all the way over here, so seems like it can kind of lead you into a false sense of security. Because that tower's doing no work right now. And the TC is getting sieged. Ulan's over here, still trying to do something, but do get taken down by the Vils. And like, what does Nick have for this? So he shipped 3 Dops, got 2 Ulans. But I don't know if that's going to cut it. Having to fight with Vils. He's not been gathering this entire time, and look, he's got nothing in queue, nothing in train with. I do have to say, Nick got unlucky with this tower spawn. Compare that to PeeIsStored's base, where the tower does partially cover the town center. Food shipment coming in from the consulate for PeeIsStored's. Nick still is totally idled. He's going to ship 8 crossbows, and of course that comes to 2 Ulans, but I think the TC might go down before that. Explorer gets back up, but certainly cannot... Okay, yeah. Gets shot by the Sepoys. It's gonna be a close one. I think the Sepoys might barely take it down in time. No, actually, looks like the crossbows will get out, and Nick will hold by the skin of his teeth, but at what cost? Yep, there are the crossbows, and I do think the town center is safe. But yeah, Nick takes staggering losses through all that, even though he cleans down to, let's see, 6 settler wagons and 11 vills. Compared to PeeIsStored, who is on 30 vills now. And the other thing is, there's no hunt in Nick's base, so even if he unidles, he's got to go on berries for food. And he definitely can't safely herd right now. That's a bit of a waste of sowers. Oh, he wants to get the town center, and indeed, there it goes. I take it back, that's not a waste of swords. Note, of course, that Germany still has a shipment point because of that tower, but he's out of unit shipments and just has crates now. Meanwhile, people has full batches of sowers and sepoys on the way, sitting on 31 vills, shipping food. Nick is trying to get in town center up over here. But no, he taps out, realizes he can't do it. GG. PeeIsStored takes game number 6. Okay, and we're going to game number 7 now. Gonna be Nick on the Spanish and PeeIsStored on Germany. Should just be a couple minutes before that game pops up. And there it is. Okay, here we are on Scandinavia, is it? Yep. See, the natives are Vasa on this map. So this map does have a safe 2 TP line for both players. Of course, these two civs both love to have TPs. Probably about equally good for either of them. Okay, so this is Spanish deck number 4 for Nick. Let's have a look here. Looks like a light water deck. Got all the Cav combat cards. 8 Pike. And Marvelous Year. I don't know that I've seen a Spanish deck exactly like that before. Looks a bit less aggressive and more late game oriented. Let's have a look at what PeeIsStored has. No deck yet. Should be getting it soon. Nick doing some scouting with his dog. Keeping track of PeeIsStored's Explorer. Capitalism coming in for Nick. Okay, Water Mercs. This should be a fun one. So I think the plan here is get docks down, get on whales, ship a ton of mercenaries in Age 3. Oh, I haven't seen that card. Wow, Age 3 battleship. Okay. And it can train mercenaries? And to get a privateer. I didn't know that card existed, honestly. I do hope we'll get to see that. Seems fun. Note the fort in there as well, by the way. And he's got CM in there. So if I were Nick, I think I'd just try to Falc push this, despite the fact that the deck isn't exactly geared for that. We'll see what he does. About to click up. He clicks up with the Naturalist, not a tower. That is not the Governor, or whatever the tower H-up is. So going for a greedier option. Curious. PeeIsStored's clicked up a while ago with the Quartermaster. It's going to get his TP in transition now. When will we see the dock? That's what I'm wondering. He stopped shopping, so... Huh, I kind of feel like now is when you'd be putting it down. Yeah. Is this like a deck fake out, I wonder? But he truly doesn't have any good H3 shipments unless he goes mercs. I guess he could do it and just not use the water shipments. What's up over here in Nickland? Probably gonna get steel traps as soon as he ages. Also completed the TP line. Looks like we're going for a stagecoach here. So I think Nick must want to... Let's see, why would Spain macro like this? Maybe he has a timing in mind. Just before the water mercenary build starts kicking in. Let's see what's up with PeeIsStored. Going straight for the naked FF.
Yeah, hello.
Also getting his trade line in the back. Stopped building it in the middle for some reason. Oh, he's got a pet wolf. Nick over here doing a great job scouting with his dog. Fortunately, line of sight on that dog. Not very good. Must be a scent hound. I guess he still doesn't know at this point whether this is stable in base or what. Ulan's come in, tried to get villas. I didn't see if they got any. I would guess not. Stagecoach on the way for Nick. Is PeeIsStored stagecoaching? Certainly not immediately. Going up with the bishop for a second TC, PeeIsStored is. So this is like a slow merc play, I guess. So I kind of feel like Nick's best chance as Spain was probably to pressure there, but he's chosen a different approach. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say best, just most obvious. The torps are out. I think Nick is in a pinch, so this will help him keep up a little bit with what PeeBalls has coming. Gonna spread him out. Good move. I like kind of can't believe how slow both players are being here. These are normally two civs that are really aggressive, but that's not what we're seeing. Okay, Ulan's poking in, trying to find some vills. Super annoying. He sees that a second barracks is going down. That's a lot of information, so people ought to feel good about that. We're going to try to siege it down. Yeah, he notes that only 3 villages are in the TC. Hasn't lost a single Ulan yet. That'd be perfect if he microed that one away before it died. It looks like he's going to get it. Okay. PeeBalls is up, meanwhile. He's going to ship a fort as his first shipment. TC is going to be inland next to an outpost, which I believe he built with wood. Look at how much wood he's chopping right now. Does get the barracks, by the way, at the cost of 1 Ulan. Totally worth it, in my opinion. Let's see. PeeBalls also going to get his Vasa for the Torps, presumably. And dock is down over here. And another dock on the bottom. I'm pretty sure Nick doesn't know those are there. Meanwhile, 5 rods on the map. More rods getting shipped. Double batch and rods. Wow, I thought... Did Nick not click up? Did I see him click up? I feel like I saw him click up. He's definitely macroed to click up. But he's deciding to spam rods instead. No, I don't think I saw him click up, but I feel like that was the plan. Then he thought, no, I'm going to spam rods. So how's PeeBalls going to respond here? Being, man, I don't know about shipping rendering plant now. I'd maybe... I guess I don't know what would be better. PeeBalls is in a little bit of trouble here, I think. Rods do have no siege, it's only 10. But he is gonna be able to round up some villagers at least. Thing is though, Nick still doesn't know about the docks. I mean, he ought to suspect it, but he doesn't know for sure that they're down and making boats. And look at this. Despite the fact that he's floating 2k food, 800 coin, we don't see an age up. Okay, going up with the bishop. I really am not sure what the plan was. He aged up with the naturalist. Seemed like he wanted to try to out macro PeeBalls. I mean, he's ahead in score right now, but it seems like PeeBalls is well positioned to out macro him. Rod double batching continues now that he's clicked up. Meanwhile, for Germany, got mercenary camps coming in. I don't know about this. I feel like that shipment is better used on something else. Like, it doesn't really do anything until you saturate one tavern's, well, I mean, no, it doesn't unlock all these mercenaries, never mind. The plan must be that he wants to make Jaegers or something. Let's have a look at what the mercs are. Inquisitor... Wait, no, this is Outlaws. Okay, losing some Ulans to the rods, that's too bad. TC is going to be forward for Nick. What's our boat count? 13. What do we got here? So, looks like the base mercs, at least including the Dahomey Amazon. That's a very wide assortment of mercs. So we'll see what PeeIsStored chooses to make. He's begun to shift mercs onto whales. See his coin income increasing. Going for a Golden Liberty, which reduces the coin cost of units, I think. Great pickup for Germans, obviously. Has not sent his torps. Maybe he will. We'll see. PeeIsStored has a huge villager advantage right now because of the fishing boats he has. Meanwhile, it looks like Nick is going for the industrial. Merc combat on the way for PeeIsStored. He is getting a ship HP, which I'm a little surprised by given that Nick doesn't even have a dock yet. I guess Nick could ship the frigate. Marvelous here is in for Nick, by the way. And he's got all of his villagers on coin. I wonder what the plan is. He doesn't have any mercenary shipments. Oh, yeah, mercantilism, that's right. Nick seems totally unconcerned that PeeIsStored is on water. Let's see, ship HP coming in for PeeIsStored now. I don't know that the rods have gotten all that much value. I mean, I guess it prevents him from getting raided. Does give him a degree of map control. Maybe that's fine, actually. But you know, when you're that heavily invested into rods, you can expect that if that's your comp, they're gonna not have value once PeeIsStored actually starts making units. So, it actually looks like he didn't get mercantilism. Is this gonna make Falx instead? So, PeeIsStored is gonna have to make units now. Wow, look at this. Shipping improved warships. I mean, I guess the thought here is the only way I lose this game is if I lose water. So he's just trying to secure himself. Got one caravel on the north water, one caravel on the bottom water, and also has an outpost on the bottom water. And he's got fishing boats all along the coast, so if Nick makes a dock, he's going to see it. Meanwhile, got land villagers on coin and also got fishing boats on whales. So he's going to actually make units now to respond to these now. 6 Falcons. Oh no! 2 Ulans just run up and start getting to work on the Falcons. That's really quite shameful. 2 Falcons getting potentially... Oh no, potentially 3 Falcons? Okay, only 2. Gonna go down to 2 Ulans. And Giant Gran production is continuing, and we got Cloves on the way. Great play from PeeIsStored here. Have a quick look at the eco. 67 villas for PeeIsStored, 46 for Nick. Both players on 2 TCs. Second factory on the way for Nick. Factory set on coin at the moment. More Falcons on the way. 3 Colv's gonna be the final pop. Maybe he wanted more, but he got housed. Okay, that's a free Falc. Nick's gonna back up now. He does get the TC, that's nice. Wonder if we'll see mortars instead coming up. Interesting. Okay, so after he gets the TC, it looks like Nick is thinking about getting on the dock here, but no. Ooh, rods catch all the Ulans. I don't know if this is an engage that Nick was hoping for, but wow, look at the work those giant grenadiers are doing to the rods. Of course, they have range splash damage, but it's a lot of rod mass. Wow, what a weird fight. I think all the Falcons ought to go down if this Colv gets microed, which it doesn't. So there's a lot of rods, but rods are just they die to giant grenadiers so bad, right? They have 40% MR, but no range resist, so they just kind of melt. I'm honestly not sure who came out ahead in that trade, but I want to say PeeBalls. The Falc mass got cleaned up, rods got cleaned up. He probably had the smaller army to begin with, so that's gotta feel good. Nick, by the way, still no thought of getting in water, but he does put a TC down in range of these fish over here. And I guess critically the, well, it's actually just out of range of the whale. So that's too bad. But Nick does have heavies on the field now. Got triple batched skirms on the way. PeeBalls is going to try to see what's up a little with these Ulans. Is aging up to age 4 himself. That's great. I don't think he's made any more Colvs yet. No Vasatorps either. PeeBalls, by the way, preemptively shipping that frigate. Or maybe he made it. Yeah, he doesn't have frigate shipment. Made a frigate on both sides of the water. I think I like that. Like I said, I think his win condition is staying on water. It feels to me like PeeBalls is just not making military until he knows what the comp is. Yeah, see, immediately he starts training 3 Colvs. I think ideally maybe you have a batch of Colvs running and then cancel it over and over until you see this coming. But yeah, this fort's gonna go down to 3 mortars. Double batch giant grens on the way. Meanwhile, Vils are having to get on estates. Coin is depleted on PeeBalls' very tiny sliver of land that he controls. 5 Colvs about to pop. Oh no! Mortars are gonna take this. Oh, just after the Colvs pop out. Good timing. PeeBalls is shipping a factory meanwhile. Ulan's being annoying in the back here. Those are howitzers, by the way, which is why they're doing so much damage. Colv's gonna inch forward here. Oh! Nick gets a very good Colv shot there. But PeeBall still has 3 Colvs on the field. He's gonna charge forward regardless. I mean, I guess Nick almost mismicros his Colvs there, but it looks like the heavies are gonna go down. But now it's a giant skirm mass, and I think PeeBalls is caught a bit off guard here. Yeah, he's got more giant grunts on the way, but that's not what he needs. Though those culves do succeed in finding value, I think. So the artillery threat is dealt with. Oh, look at that! Wow. But now PeeIsStored has this giant mass of skirms to deal with, and it looks like PeeIsStored just market traded a bunch of food for coin to start Royal Horseman production. Nick, wonderfully, knowing that PeeIsStored is going to make a bunch of heavy cav, is batching rods behind this. Really playing PeeIsStored like a fiddle, I think. He's been one step ahead in terms of unit comp for much of this game in the latter portion. And so while he was training Royal Horsemen, there's Merc camps got killed before this gets finished, so he has to restart making them, which really hurts because it does take a while to train. Looks like Nick found a good... Ooh, note this by the way. Trying to get outposts out here. Nick is, but PeeIsStored is trying to stop it. So I think this game's gonna kind of be decided by how much these Royal Horsemen can do. So let's see that pop. Is he gonna engage immediately or wait? I think he has to engage immediately. Let's have a quick glance down here. It does succeed in taking down the outpost, so it's completed. Trying to stop two others. It'll be real unfortunate if... oh wow. Cav coming around from behind here. And did those Royal Horsemen already die and I missed it? What happened? I think that might have happened. He's waiting? Where are they? If he did save them... Oh yeah, there they are. So he really needs to stop that artillery from getting onto the Merc camps, and it looks like he's going to be fine. Artillery trying to take down the factory. I expect they're going to succeed. But okay, it's go time. 20 Royal Horsemen on the field. Really unfortunate that all the units are in the trees here. It's going to make it much harder for the horsemen to get value. 40% melee resist is really good. Look at that. Some of the horsemen connect with the skirms, get to work on them, but the rods destroy the ones that they're in contact with. And it looks like Nick has succeeded in winning this engage. And the factory goes down. And PeeIsStored taps out. GG. Nick takes game number 7. Well, what a fantastic end to the series. And to ECL. I actually don't know what the standings are, so... Is it that Garjonians won? Was it that Garjonians needed 3 in this series to take it? Yeah. So, congrats to PeeIsStored for, despite going 3-4 in the series, to Nick, clinching it for the Garjonians. According to Marco, it's tied? No, you're trolling. So So thanks for everyone for tuning in. Thanks for everyone that's been involved in the ECL, players, admins, everyone. So I think there's going to be a week break in ESOC content, but we'll be back after that. Is there anyone online that wants to stream? Is anyone streaming already? Oh, Julian's doing a Lakota mirror entreaty. That sounds interesting. I think we should raid M. Hong Pa because he's playing Supremacy. So why don't we do that? Thanks everyone again for tuning in. And stay tuned in a week or two for more ESOC content. And let's have some fun watching M. Hong Pa. Bye everybody.